Hello everyone, my name is Chris Liu and alongside me is Amber Johnson and we will be introducing to you the application known as MockPlus. So what is MockPlus? MockPlus is a rapid prototyping tool for many professionals across the world such as UX UI designers, developers, project managers, and many more. So what are the different capabilities that MockPlus offers? MockPlus provides a very interactive design with simple drag and drop to assist on building your prototype with ease. There are many user-friendly components that help assist users make their prototyping faster and easier, such as the scroll box, pop-up panels, and that's just to name a few. MockPlus has also conveniently pre-installed over 200 components and 3,000 icons to assist on your prototyping ideas. This will help with spending less time on creating components and more time on the design aspect. MockPlus also makes sharing ideas much easier. It allows the user to scan the QR code to preview prototypes on any device instantly. Also, you are able to publish your project to the cloud and a hyperlink will be generated so you can send to all of your colleagues and friends about your current work. MockPlus is also a very code-friendly application. It was made so learning and training about various tools are completely unnecessary. Therefore, the users are able to focus on the design they have and worry less about the programming aspect. So here we are is the initial start on how to prototype using MockPlus. On the right hand side, there are some helpful links that might answer some of the questions that are most frequently asked. At the bottom of the screen, you are able to see three different buttons to choose from. To begin prototyping, you click on the button New Project. MockPlus has provided many layouts in various sizes to accommodate the user's needs such as mobile phones, tablets, web, desktop, whiteboard, and they also provide you a custom option so you can fit your various dimensions that you would like to choose from. After you choose one of these options, you press OK and now you are ready to start prototyping. Now that you know how to create your new prototyping project, MockPlus conveniently provides a free demo of what all the functionalities that this app offers. By clicking the X and clicking the word No, we can now open up the demo button to open the free demo. On the upper left hand side, there is a diagram that shows every functional page of the demo prototype. As we click through each one of them, the page style, you can see that it changes as you click through. For example, on this page, the background color is white, the font size is 14, and the font is in Arial. You can toggle through each portion of the screen to see the properties of each portion of the ones that you clicked on. For example, this is the iOS status bar. To your left, there is also an interaction, which are conveniently components that you can incorporate into your prototype, such as pop-up menu, alert window, sliding drawers, pop-up panel, image carousel, stack panel, scroll box, and the old panel. We also have conveniently these other functionalities as well: extensions, layouts, mobile, static charts, and markups. Alright, now let's start on our new project prototype. So we're going to start with project. So I want to start with a mobile phone prototype. So I'm going to pick iPhone 6 Plus for example. I'll click OK. Now MockPlus has conveniently give you this nice little phone dimension that you can work with. So let's just say that we want to put a picture inside this mobile phone dimension. So we're going to click on this image right here. We're going to click and drag. We're going to set the dimensions however you want it. I want my image to be in my upper portion of my screen. So now if you want to add an image, you can click on this icon right here, import image. Click on this plus button. This is MockPlus demo. And then you can checkmark as compressed image. This will suppress it into the dimensions into your screen, or you can do maintain aspect ratio, which will just set it by default however you got your photo. So for my example, I'm going to use compressed image. Click OK. Now it's nicely done on my upper portion of my screen. If I want to do a text, I can just click on this little icon right here whenever it's loading. There we go. Now I'm going to click and drag over like I did earlier. Now I'm going to set these dimensions so I can see all my text that's associated with it. So click and drag like so. Alright. Now if I want to put a line such as this is by so and so's name, I can do a nice little line that was set underneath it, and I can put my name across it. So I can click and drag over here, have this nice little line for you. Now I can put this text here that will that pretty much helps you, just type whatever you want onto your screen. So I'm gonna click and drag this over. No problem has label, so we're gonna relabel this. Let's say this is by Chris Lou. And now you have a nicely done of your first screen. And if I want, I can change my background color to any color as I want. So let's just put it as gray. Click apply, and then I have a nice little gray background associated with my screen. Alright, now that we established that, let's just say that we want to create a interaction type of pop-up. So let's start with that. So I want to click a OK button over here. Let me just shift it upward. I'm going to bring a text box over here. And then I'm going to adjust this size so it'll show up on my preview later. Like so. I'm going to also drag an OK button inside my text box. I want to go to interactions. I'm going to click on pop-up menu. So I'm click that. And I'm going to put it out in my canvas like so. So in order for me to use this OK button and to use it as a pop-up menu function, if you hover over this OK, there is a little dot right here which says drag and drop to a set target. You want to just click and drag over to the pop-up menu. This will link the functionality of it. So now we have pop-up close, so we're going to just have it as default. So we're going to click OK. So now that you can see that the lightning bolt means that it's activated with this button functionality. So if you want to know what the pop-up menu is going to bring back when you click on this button, you just double click on this pop-up menu. And as a preview, this is what is going to come back as your result. So let's give it a try. So in order for you to preview, you click on this play button at the very top, or you can hit F5. Now you can just click on OK and it'll pop up the items that were listed as we mentioned before. Alright, so let's say that we want to switch content without page skipping. So as you can see on my left hand side, there's page 1, and page 2. So what we're trying to do is to create a tab bar that we can use as a functionality. So we go to search components and we type in tab bar, double click. Now we can just drag it wherever you would like to. Put this at the bottom. You can double click them, and then since we have 3 pages, I'm going to relabel them as accordingly. So we got page 1, and page 2. As you can see, it is now populated below. Now we want to do is use this stack panel interaction. So we're going to click and drag over to our frame right here. So we're going to edit according to size. So we're going to drag it over. So since we have 3 different pages that we want to link to, so we're going to click this add button. So there will be 3 different layers. So the next thing that we want to do is to add each page to each layer. So in this case, we're going to click on this button to drag and drop to set target yet again. So we're going to drag it over to page. Now this is going to be labeled as page. So we're going to do the exact same for layer 2. Click and drag over to page 1. Now it's page 1. Last but not least, layer 3. Clicking over to page 2. Now that we have that completed, now we're going to have to connect this page tab over to each one of our pages that we just did for our stack panel. So yet again, we're going to do a drag and drop, and then we're going to connect it to page. So we're going to do that. We're going to click OK. We're going to do the same thing to page 1 and also to page 2. Now that we have that completed, we can now test if our functionalities are working. Go click to the preview button. Now as you can see, page is aligned with page. If you click on page 1, it'll go to the page 1. You can go page 2, it'll go to page 2. So now we know that our functionality is currently working.
Now that you have discussed the basics of MockPlus and you are now familiar with the basic tools it can provide for building prototypes, we are going to discuss one of the most important phases of prototype building, which is to test and saving the prototype. There are 4 main ways to test and save your prototype. The first one we will discuss is how to preview it. In preview mode, you can go through the interaction and the page flows within MockPlus. The second way is the QR code. MockPlus provides a QR code where you can scan and view the prototype on your mobile device. The third way is to upload your prototype using the cloud. Now in this presentation, we do not have the cloud set up, but we will mention the main functionality that it entails. The fourth way would be to export your prototype. You can export it as a whole with all of the files saved, or you can export it piece by piece, including the project tree and the HTML code. Now the flexibility exporting provides is that you can share your prototype while it's still in progress. You can upload or you can export the documents at any point during your project design. Now we're going to walk through a quick example of how to use these 4 review and test methods in MockPlus. I currently have an iPhone prototype built up. It only entails 1 page, so you will see a project and a home relation only. So the first way is to preview your prototype. Now as I mentioned, preview provides the quickest way for going through the page flow and the interaction of your prototype. The left side, you can see the control panel. Now you can zoom in or zoom out to see your prototype. You also have various options for the links on your prototype, the text, and the markups. And you also have the option to switch between mobile devices so you can see how your screens adapt between the differences. And you also have the option to see which type of simulation you are portraying. I can show the design of the phone, or I can take away the phone completely. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the original phone. And again, you can see my project page flow. The main project and the home page are the same. If I was to add consecutive pages, they would be added below the home page. To the right, you have your toolbar. This would allow you to go home or to go page by page if there were additional pages to your prototype. You also have other options with copying text and revising text, as well as making notes. So that was the first way, which was to preview your prototype. The second way is to scan the QR code to allow you to view the prototype on your phone. In the top right, you see the button for Scan QR Code for Quick Preview. MockPlus provides a QR code for you. I will also like to make note that your project has to be saved at this point, or else it will not provide the QR code. So you can scan the QR code with your mobile device, and you can test your prototype directly on your phone. Now this is different from Preview because you're actually using your phone, but it doesn't provide any kind of other advantages, except adding more devices that you can test on. So for instance, in the Preview, it only provided the Android and the iPhone screens. But we do have exceptions. So if you do have those exceptions, that's when the QR code will be beneficial to test. Third would be publish to the cloud. Now, as I already mentioned, we are not able to walk through the publish to the cloud method because we do not have this version of MockPlus. However, the cloud would be beneficial if you were working on the prototype using multiple computers and you want to save your project directly. Or if you want to share it across different people and allow them to edit the project as well. Now the last way you can test and review your prototype would be through the export tool. In the top left corner with the MockPlus button, you can see the different ways to export. You can export your prototype to images, HTML, demo package, and the project tree. Now to export to images, it would just take a quick screenshot of your prototype, and you have the option of how many layers you want to include. Now if you wanted to export it to HTML, again you can just save it to a direct file, and you can use the HTML for if you wanted to add the prototype to your websites for other people to view. Again, that would enhance multiple people working on the same project. And again, the demo package, you have the option to select certain layers in different pages of your project. And you can also decide which type of files you want to save it to. So for instance, since I'm working on Apple, if I wanted to share it with my teammate, I would save it as a Windows file. And lastly, the project tree. Now the project tree can be exported during any point in time of your project. You do not have to have it be finalized. And it shows the different layers of your project. So for instance, if I was to have 4 or 5 sheets, you could see the entire flow of how they're connected in the project tree. The tree view and the mind map both provide a high overview of how the pages are connected. Additionally, you have different text formats where you can plug in your prototype text and see it in different platforms. Again, the HTML is provided again, so there are 2 different places you can get the HTML resources. And now that you know how to save your project, that would be the last step in finalizing everything that you need for knowing MockPlus.